At one point in history, the hobby used to be about collecting, but now it's all about the top 1%. So the question becomes, did we accidentally build a hobby where the average collector can't participate anymore? Because I remember a time when $100 could buy you a lot of really cool cards. So today I'm going to try the impossible. In this video, I'm going to try and answer the question, can you still build a great sports card collection for $100?
I think that Will Greer right now is about 4 times better of an investment than Kyler Murray.
What happened to collecting? When I started collecting back in the 80s, it was all about picking your favorite player, favorite sport, or even your favorite card company, whether it be Topps, Fleer, Donruss, or Score, and then Upper Deck later on. The difference was collecting was all about the cards, not about what the card would be worth in the hypothetical future. But then the pandemic boom happened and people like Jeff Wilson started telling us, here are the 5 cards you should buy right now. Speaking of buying, can you guess what this 1972 Roberto Clemente just sold for? What about this 1973 Tom Seaver? Somewhere along the way, we stopped asking, do I love this card? And started asking, how much will this card be worth in the hypothetical future? So here's what I want to do. I want to create a $100 challenge. That's right. I'm going to limit how much money I can spend on cards to just $100 in order to prove once and for all if this hobby is dead or not. Because if I can find really cool cards for less than $100, then maybe you can stop listening to all the hobby influencers and start enjoying the hobby all over again. So here are the rules. I only have $100 to spend and I have to find cards that 1, have star power, 2, have some history, 3, are unique, and 4, something I want to own or collect. What I need to avoid with this challenge is making all the classic hobby mistakes the influencers keep telling us to make, like buying cards now because hypothetically they might go up in the future, buying the same cards that everyone else is buying, that's the keeping up with the Joneses problem, and buying into the hype or whatever the influencers are pumping and dumping this week. Because the point of this $100 challenge is to test whether this hobby still works or not for us, the normal collector. Before I can start buying cards, I need to figure out where I'm going to look. Am I going to go to a card show? What about Facebook Marketplace or even Reddit? Or do I just wind up at Old Faithful, the largest secondary marketplace for cards in the world, eBay? Before I show you my wish list spreadsheet, which has all the cards I'm targeting right now, I just want to thank everyone who has been following me on this journey on YouTube. More than 800 people have signed up in the last month, which means I'm super close to my 4,000 subscriber goal. The reason I make all of these videos and spend all this time researching and trying to teach is because you deserve a better hobby. And if you're sick and tired of fanatics and the hobby influencers telling you what to do, then hit the subscribe button. And now, back to the video. So what I want to do is I want to share my screen with you because we're going to go to eBay. All right, so let's pull it up. All right, so here is eBay, and I am looking specifically at this eBay seller, Greg Morris Cards. And the reason why, you're going to understand this in a second. Let me go first to my wish list because that will probably help in terms of understanding where we are. A bunch of cards. So at the top, you can see there's There's Tinker, Evers, Trispeaker, Mo Berg, as I'm walking through what it says, okay? So that's it. So that's the whole list there. I can do it this way, maybe make it bigger. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to enter in those names into Greg Morris cards, because that's how you're going to find stuff. So 1950 Bowman Bob Feller. Okay. So we type it in and this is what we get. Nope, no results. 1959 Sandy Koufax. Okay, so here we go. So now you can see we've got a whole bunch of cards. So, and what we'll do is we'll go to ending soonest. And so here we go. You can see right here, it says 2 days. So this one is at 157, 2 days to go, 3 days, 425, 5 days, 2250. So this card is not going to work because I have $100 challenge. This card is way too expensive for this challenge. So that's the whole point, is we got to find cards that I can do this challenge with. So we're going to go back to the wish list again. We're going to go back to it. Here we go. So now we're going to take a look and we're going to look for something on the right side here, this column over here on the right. And I'm going to look for a 1970 Jerry Koosman All-Star. Let's see if we can find that. Okay, 1970 Jerry Koosman. There we go. So there's only one, and that's right now it's at 79 cents. We'll see actually when it ends. So this one ends in 7 days. The question becomes, because these are auctions, are you going to bid on it? Are you going to win it? And what happened? Greg Morris has like 40,000 cards listed all the time on auction. But that's sort of the strategy, is you go on to eBay, find one of these sellers. There's a bunch of them that has cards going all the time. And all you're going to do is you're just going to put bids in at whatever price point is your breaking point. Stop overpaying for cards. Just because a card is going for whatever it's going for doesn't mean that's what it's worth. Over time, the market is telling you, yes, the card is worth X amount. So it's not really what one person will pay for the card. It's what 100 people will pay for the card. It's what 1,000 people will pay for the card. It's what 14,000 people will pay for the card. So yes, I understand that it's confusing, because it's like, well, isn't that what the market is saying? It's what someone will pay for it. Well, no, it's not one person. So when you look at eBay comps and you only see one sale, that doesn't mean that's what the card is worth. It just means that's what that sale was. You need history. And you also need to compare the card to everything else. So you can kind of see, like, Greg Morris sells stuff for a couple $1,000s. So here's a Sandy Koufax rookie that's going for $2,100. It's already 5 days from now. So this card is probably going to go for around $3K. Here you go. Here's a Gretzky for already $1,200, 1 day out. So this one will probably end up around there, maybe about $1,400, $1,500. This one is $1,000. Again, these are in good condition. So, they're saying excellent to X mint. So these cards are going to go for a lot. So that's what you're going to do. Now, would you spend, like, I would not spend $392 on a ungraded Ricky Henderson rookie. Here's the Tiffany. I would not spend $330. You're overspending on ungraded cards. And I get it. You're like, but it will grade for X amount. The whole point of collecting is to collect. Can you get cool cards based on $100? You know the rules. You got to have, it's got to be a card that you like. It's got to be a star. It's got to have some history, and it's got to have some kind of unique value there. So we've got all of these different cards. I mean, I can't believe that a 1985 Tiffany Nolan Ryan's going for $305. I mean, right now we are in a real bubble. These cards cannot sustain these values, especially at ungraded, like they're ungraded, folks. They're ungraded. Because if you buy multiple cards, if you do multiple on the auctions, you will actually get combined shipping. So it's $4.95 for shipping. Now I want to kind of preview something for you. This is my eBay checkout card. Okay. So it's $100. I bought a bunch of cards. So I actually have already done this. I'm going to reveal this to you so that you understand kind of how I did that. I bought 13 cards for $100. Okay. 13. You're going to see what those are. So I'm going to reveal those to you. I do all the research on these cards that I have on my list. And so I know what the market says they're worth. And as you can see from this list, there's a lot of cards that I'm trying to look at. And so what I'm trying to do is figure out, okay, what's the best strategy? I'm going to show you, I'm going to reveal to you right now the trade that I made because I was able to get some of the cards from this list in this trade. This is the envelope in the big trade that I made with a guy over on Reddit. If you don't remember what I sent over, here is a preview of those cards. Those cards were worth around $18 to $20. In this envelope, I have about $20 worth of cards coming back to me, and I'm going to open it up right now. So I am very, very excited. Wrapping, so here we go. Yeah, so I finally got 2 of the Gary Carter cards that now I have all of his early cards. So here we go. These are the 2. So this was the second year. Okay, this is the 1979 one that I was looking for. Awesome. And then here are a couple cards that for some reason people just want to overcharge. So this is a 72 Munson in action. People are asking like $5-6 for this card. So thankfully I was able to get this in the trade. Here is a 69 Kuzman. It's not in great condition. I can see that. But you know what? This is for my PC. It's totally fine. I didn't have to spend any money. Looks pretty good. Looks good enough to me. I'm good with that. And then here is the 85 Keith Hernandez card. So this is the one I just, it's interesting. I had a whole bunch of cards from all the 80s, and somehow I guess I must have sold this in bulk. So because I lost it, don't know, so I got it back. So there you go. So all those cards worth around $20. I get them back in a trade. Again, did not have to spend any money other than the postage of sending them out. So I want to thank that guy on Reddit. If you have cards that you're looking to trade, hit me up on Instagram, let me know, and maybe we can make a trade together as well. All right, now let's get back to the video. In this section, I want to reveal to you the 13 cards I won on auction at Greg Morris Cards. Like I said, I paid less than $100 for all 13 cards, and hopefully this gives everyone some hope that this hobby isn't completely dead. But before I show you what's in this envelope, there's one more round to go. That's right, round 3 will be the rules of common sense collecting that we learned from this $100 challenge. So don't click away just yet, because after I show you the 13 cards I got from Greg Morris, I think it's important to finish this video with some common sense rules so that all of us can start to tell fanatics, guess what, Michael Rubin, you don't own us or this hobby. Therefore, charge whatever you want for hobby boxes because real collectors are not buying. And now we have a real strategy to go get the cards we want for less than $100. Now let's open up this envelope. All right, now it's time. So like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards for less than $100. This is the whole point of the challenge. Is I have all of these cards. Now, some of them are not actually from my list because they were such good deals that I was like, you know what, I could probably get these at a cheap price and I can then either trade them or sell them to get more cards from my list. And so that's what I want everybody to understand, is that there are ways to actually do this hobby where you don't have to break the bank. It goes back to the 7 principles of collecting. If you haven't watched that video, here's the card for it, so you can click the link at the top. That's the card for the 7 principles of collecting. If you haven't watched that video, please go watch that now. And then come back to the end. We have in round number 3 in this video is going to be common sense rules for the hobby going forward. This is how the 21st century works. Again, the way that I started collecting back in the 80s, that was the 20th century. We don't live there anymore. Like, hey, Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. We have to start working with reality and realizing that we're in the future. We have to adjust to the way the future works. So I want to show you the 13 cards right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have basically a quick preview up on the side. And then I'm going to show it to you right here in camera. Okay, so here you go. Here's the first one. And this is the early win. This is a 1957 early win. Again, all 13 cards are less than $100. Together, this whole thing, less than $100. That's the most important message out of this video, is you could get all of these cool cards. This is a Hall of Famer. Cool card. This one is for the PC. And I, again, have been very difficult. People have been trying to sell this card for $20, $25. And I'm not spending that much money on this card. So here it is. It's a Sandy Koufax. It's the Koufax Strikes Out 15 card in pretty decent condition. I would say this is very good condition. Got it for a real good price. All right, here's the next one. This is a 19, I think it's the 52. Yeah, 52 Bowman Preacher Row. So this one is one that I am probably I'm either going to grade it and then sell it and trade it, or I'm just going to sell it and trade it. Again, got it for such a good price. I was like, all right, 52 Bowman. There you go. Now, for me, so anybody that knows the Bowman, so 50 Bowman is a square, 51 is long ways, and 52 is long ways. So I have a couple 50 Bowmans. I don't really like the squares. I like this elongated card. I like this card better. So I'm moving to 51s and 52 Bowmans. So I'm not saving the 50 Bowmans. Anyway, here's the next one. Here you go. Yeah, Walter Payton, absolutely. Again, another Hall of Famer. Here's a star. 13 cards for less than $100. Here's one. Now, I'm going to show you. This is the first one. I still can't get the second one because people are charging an arm and a leg for it. But here you go. You can see it. This is the Duke Snyder Makes the Catch. This is from the 59 Thrills insert set. Baseball Thrills in the 59 set. The one card, can you guess the one that I want? Yeah, it's the Willie Mays catch. I can't get it. I literally can't get it. I'm on Veriswap, so anybody that wants to go over there and maybe trade with me on Veriswap, my code is down below. If you use the code, you get $15 in free trade credit. I am looking for the Willie Mays catch card. So there you go. If you have that, please let me know. Also, let me know how, like, I might actually do, so I have a Substack, and there's a free, it's free. Basically, you can just subscribe for free. There is a paid subscription, but I haven't built it out, so I'm not telling you to buy the subscription. Don't do that. Just do the free one, because with that, I can actually send stuff out to you guys directly. And so what I can do is I can send out, one, I can send out my wish list. And then two, I can actually send you a form that you can fill out your own wish list, and we can start to build a community here of collectors. That we can do that. But you got to go and subscribe to the Substack. It's in the description below. That'll be the link. So go and subscribe. Again, free version. I will be able to send you my wish list along with a whole bunch of other free stuff. I'm going to link everything to that Substack because I was trying to do Facebook groups. I don't really like Facebook. The Substack is so much easier to manage. I can just put it up once, and then everybody that subscribes gets access to all that stuff. So go and hit the subscribe button on that. Here's the next one. This is Frank Gifford, 1959. Again, Hall of Famer. Now, I'm a Giants fan. Again, I'm from the East Coast, so Giants, Mets, Rangers, and then I was a Nets fan because they were in New Jersey, but I'm a Knicks fan because I'm not going to Brooklyn. That's the end of that. So, yes, go Knicks. All right, here we go. Now I got 4. So, if you noticed from the spreadsheet, on the far side was the 1940 play ball. That is the set that I am trying to build. Who knows if that's going to happen or not, because that set is really expensive. I mean, there's a Shoeless Joe Jackson in there. There's a Joe DiMaggio in there. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all those cards, but who knows? Anyway, I was able to pick up these 4 cards, so I'm going to show you them here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. I paid less than $10 each, which is exactly what they're worth. They're worth around $7 to $8. So if you can get them for like $6, anybody that has 1940 play ball, not 39 and not 41, anybody out there that's listening has 1940 play ball, please contact me on Instagram. I want to talk to you. I would love to buy a lot. Again, we can work on a possible negotiation if you want some stuff that I have. I've got a whole bunch of autograph stuff that I just got back from PSA, so I can show you that. So we've got Clemens, I've got Pete Rose, I've got, let's see, I got Yastrzemski, 2 of those. So I've got a whole bunch of autos that I just got back authenticated from PSA. I also have some other stuff on Veriswap. So if you want to talk to me, if you have 1940 play ball, I am trying to trade. So here we go. This is Bill Possadell. This is D. Miles. This is Ken Chase. And this is Rabbit Warsler. All right. Now, the whole point is that I have them by numbers. So this is 58, 195, 19, and 59. So it's 4 more cards that I can now add to the checklist to try to fill out that set. Now, as all of you that have been following for a while, you know I'm a Mets fan, and so I am trying to get the stars from the 69 World Series, and I'm trying to not do a full run, I'm trying to do an early run. So Seaver, Koosman, Tug McGraw, and Jerry Koosman. Those are the ones that I'm doing, and Ed Kranepool. So I'm doing a run for their early years, and that's it. So this is the Ed Kranepool. I believe that's the 65. Hold on. No, 67. Okay. And then here is the Tug McGraw 68. And then finally, the last card. So remember, 13 cards for under $100. This one was a total steal. I can't believe I got it. So there's one more that I need for the 60 set. All right. Well, not for the set, just for my PC. But here we go. This one is the Duke Snider 1960. Can you guess the other one? Yes, I want the Willie Mays 1960, because what I'm basically going to do for the 60 set, it's going to be Willie, Mickey, and the Duke. This is Duke Snyder. Because I just love the way that the 60 set looks. So I was trying to figure out, do I want a 58? Do I want a 59? Do I want a 60? 61? I just don't like the 61 set. I do not like the 62 set. 62 set is one of the ugliest sets. Like 87 is awesome. Like for me, I don't know why this is, but this wood grain, for me, 87, compared to the 62, I don't like 62. It's sort of like the worst looking wood on a card. And I'm like, 62 is just so ugly to me. But whereas this, maybe it's because when you grow up with something, it's just nostalgic to you. And so the kids today, like this year's Chrome set, 26, I think is the ugliest set I've ever seen. Like they're the horizontal cards and they're mimicking the 56 set. I honestly think it's so ugly. But if you're a kid today, maybe that's the set that you grow up and you go, this is the greatest set in the world. I personally think it's ugly, but that's why collecting is so personal to everybody. So anyway, that was the last card. 13 total cards. Okay, all cards, all fit the rules, under $100. That's what you guys can do if you have a plan. So, and hopefully you get a sense of hope and maybe, like an action plan. I can do this. I can get 13, 15 cards for under $100 that are going to be great for my PC. There is not one card in here that anybody would go, oh, those are bad cards. They may not be the specific ones that you would go after because that's not what your PC is. But these are 13 high quality cards for under $100. All right, let's get to round number 3. All right, it is time for the common sense rules. All right, we got 4 rules. I'm going to go over them right now. So the first one is collect what you want and don't worry about future tense value. Now, there's a caveat to that, which basically means just be careful. If the cards that you want are super expensive, let's say, because I have a Babe Ruth on my list, I have a Lou Gehrig on my list, these are expensive cards. Like the lowest end cards are at least around $1,500 to $2,000. These are not cheap cards. So the question becomes like, okay, well, how do you get there? My suggestion would be to put aside a budget, so maybe that's the card that you buy for the year, and make this hobby sustainable. Maybe leave that to the end, and go get the other stuff first and then come back to it. But collect what you want and stop worrying about what the future tense value is, which means that anybody that's subscribed to this channel should probably automatically stop listening to Jeff Wilson. Just stop. Like nothing he says is going to be helpful to you. That doesn't mean he's a bad guy, and it doesn't mean that you need to hate on him. It just means you should stop listening to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's not helping you as a collector. That's all. So like I said, don't have to hate on him, just stop listening. All right, rule number 2. And I've got them all written down because I got the graphics here, but I got to write them down. So here we go. The card isn't worth what one person will pay for it. It's worth what 10,000 people will pay for it. This is a very important rule. And I have made the mistake of being very confusing, and people have pushed back because I've said the card isn't worth what someone will pay for it. And what I meant was what one person will pay for it. Once you make that change, like once you understand this rule, that the card isn't worth what one person pays for it, but 10,000 people pay for it, your understanding of comps changes. Automatically, when you look at eBay comps, you go, oh, so that one sale doesn't actually matter. And that's the point. Whatever one person paid for a card doesn't mean that's what it's worth. Like the dual logo man, MJ Kobe card, that Mr. Wonderful bought for, I believe he paid like $16 million. I can't even remember anymore. He was an idiot. But it's not worth that. It's not worth that. What he paid for it is because he is a scam artist. That's what he does. He is the Mr. Wonderful. He's from the Shark Tank. He's a scam artist. Now, not in business, but when it comes to cards, like, this is a total scam. It's not worth that. He's like Logan Paul. You don't want to listen to Logan Paul for advice. Obviously, you don't want to be following Mr. Wonderful into the sports card hobby. So what is the card actually worth? I haven't done the research, but just in my gut instincts with all the other cards that I've seen in the market, I would say that dual logo man is somewhere around the $5 to $7 million range. Again, I haven't done the research, and I'm working on an AI app, like a bot, to basically tell us what these cards are actually worth. It won't be a specific dollar amount, it'll be a range, because there's always going to be high end, low end, but within the range, you know, okay, am I paying what the card is worth? Again, that's rule number 2. Rule number 3 is stop chasing after the Joneses. Now, for those of you that don't understand what that means, it means stop doing what everyone else is doing. Just because everyone has the 1960 Duke Snider, again, using this as an example, it's a hypothetical. Just because everybody has 1960 Duke Snider doesn't mean that you need the Duke Snider. And we're seeing this today. Just because everybody has a Shohei Ohtani rookie card doesn't mean that you need a Shohei Ohtani rookie card. I know it's tough because all the influencers are pumping Shohei, 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 Shohei. If you're not building a PC of rookie cards, of Dodgers, of Angels, of Japanese players, whatever you want to decide to do, then you don't need a Shohei. Like, if you're not a baseball fan, you don't need a Shohei. I understand the desire and the need to fit into the crowd. If you're going to be in the hobby, you have to have these cards. You don't. You can do what you want to do. You don't have to chase after the Joneses. Hopefully, rule number 3 helps. All right, let's get to last rule. Rule number 4. This one is a big one. So make a decision. This is a rule. Make a decision. Pick a player, pick a team, pick a sport, pick a card company. If you don't like Topps and you only like Bowman, that's fine. If you don't like Bowman and you only like Topps, that's fine. If you don't like Topps, you don't like Fanatics, and you only want to do Panini, that's fine. Pick a sport. If you don't like baseball, pick football. If you don't like football, pick basketball. Whatever it is that you want to do. But just stop being all over the place. Like, if you're a football fan, why do you have Wemby cards? If you're a basketball fan, why do you have, Patrick Mahomes cards? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why do you have Shohei if you're a basketball? Like, I don't get it, folks. Stop just buying cards with no idea what you're doing. That's a problem. That's number 4 of the rules. Because if you're going to be a collector, be a collector. Being a hoarder, which means you just buy everything because somebody said, oh, you should own this, that's not a good idea. I am a recovering card hoarder. Okay, you see it in the back. Card hoarder. I'm a recovering card hoarder. You don't need everything. Pick the stuff that you actually want. I highly recommend creating a spreadsheet. Absolutely. It will take time doing it. That's actually good. That means that you're taking time away from buying stuff and actually thinking about what you want to collect. The more you do that, the better off you're going to be, and the happier you're going to be with your collection in the end, because you're like, I actually had a point to this. If you're a parent, again, I'm an educator, so if you're a parent, make your kid do that. Have them sit down. Now, they might not know how to do a spreadsheet, depending on their age. So just have them sit down with a piece of paper and tell them to write down 10 cards that they want or 20 cards that they want. Limit it. If they're a child, limit it to 20, no more than 20, because that gives them a chase. That gives them a journey. It gives them a focus. If there's no limits to what you can do, there's no satisfaction. And as a parent, you want to help your kid start building this, like, I can build something that means something to me, which means you have to have limits. So you can certainly do a dollar limit. As a parent, say, look, I want you to pick 20 cards, and the cards cannot be worth more than $1,000. Now, obviously, we're not doing that all in 1 year. So you got to think of a strategy. Here's your budget for the year. Let's say you give them $150 or $200. Here you go. This is what you got. Now let's look at your list and let's see how much are these cards worth. And then maybe there's a strategy of like, all right, well, if we get these, maybe there's some cards that we can buy and then sell to make a little bit more money. Like, now you're starting to really think about it, and now you're engaging with each other rather than because it becomes pointless, and your kids are not going to like the cards if all you're doing is they're going, I want that, and you go, okay, and you pay for it. Where's the joy in that? There's no joy. It's just dopamine. All you're doing is they are saying, I want it, you buy it, and they get the immediate dopamine hit, and then after that, they don't care about the card because there's no investment in the card. The thing about Pokemon that has, the reason why Pokemon is so popular with kids today is because they got into the journey. Collect them all. You don't buy one Pokemon card, you buy all Pokemon cards. You buy the packs so you can build the set. We're missing that in the sports card hobby. That's gone. Now, that wasn't Fanatics' fault. I want to be clear on that. Fanatics didn't destroy the hobby. Topps destroyed the hobby when they started releasing the complete set at the end of the year. That started in the 80s. They started sending out complete sets because before then, collectors had to collect all the cards to build the sets themselves. Like I said in this video, I'm building a 1940 play ball set, which is scaring me because it's going to cost a frickin' fortune. So those are my 40 play ball sets. There's no such thing as a complete set. You have to build the set. In the 80s, they took away that whole journey. They basically said, we're going to give you a complete set. Here you go. And that took away the joy of building the set. Now, if Fanatics really wants to go back and make more money, they should get rid of the complete set. It would make the hobby so much better, and they will make more money because now you have a reason to buy all the wax boxes. Right now, there's no reason to buy wax. You can just buy the complete set at the end of the year. It's horrible for the hobby. Anyway, those are the 4 common sense rules. This is the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the $100 challenge here. I'm trying to come up with new ideas for you guys. If you have any ideas or stories that you want me to cover, put it down in the comment below. This is Doc saying, I'll see you.